You think of forces of nature, and we've met some of them here on the stage this evening. This is another one. During her incredible career as a columnist and an author, Michelle Landsberg has used her platform to fight injustice, attack and expose oppressive power structures, and champion human rights, race and gender equality, peace and pluralism. To this day, Michelle Landsberg continues to give public voice to those who otherwise might not be heard. Named in her honor and presented in partnership with the Canadian Women's Foundation, the Landsberg Award is presented annually to a journalist or journalists who raise awareness about gender equality and justice right issues here in Canada. And this award not only serves as worthy recognition of their work, but also seeks to inspire an increase in feminist media coverage and the voices of women in this country more broadly. The finalists for this year's award are: for a Globe and Mail series examining gender discrimination in the Canadian workplace, Robin Doolittle and Chen Wang, with contributions from Tavia Grant for The Power Gap. For her independent and character-driven stories in Chatelaine, Toronto Life and Reader's Digest that address discrimination in Canada's legal and medical systems, Christina Frangou. For their work on CBC's Carrie Lowe Versus podcast, which tells the story of Carrie Lowe's battle to have her rape properly investigated by police in Nova Scotia, Maggie Rahr, with contributions from Nancy Hunter and Janice Evans. For their independent investigations for Reader's Digest, Refinery 29, and Extra Magazine, which examine the structural barriers that limit access to abortions and accessible care in the Maritimes, Sarah Ratchford. And finally, Mercedes Stevenson, Amanda Connolly, and Marc-André Cossette for their global news coverage of the sexual misconduct of high-ranking Canadian military officials. An extraordinary group of nominees. Congratulations, all of you. On our recipient, one juror remarked, "She is smart, thorough, and a beautiful writer, which is important in a country with a shrinking magazine industry and few opportunities for good reporters to also become engaging storytellers." The Landsberg Award for 2022 goes to Christina Frangou.
I'm thrilled to be this year's recipient of the Landsberg Award. This recognition is an enormous honor for me. I don't know if I'd get to do the kind of stories I write if not for Michelle Landsberg. She established that stories by women and stories about women matter. To my fellow nominees tonight, I'm delighted just to see my name on the same list as you. I read and listen to your work, but I also study it and try and learn from everything you do. I'm really lucky to have a long list of editors across Canada who've been supportive of me, but none more so than Denise Balkinsoon, who has always been one of my heroes in journalism and who believed in my ability to do complicated but sensitive stories. And to Daphne Eisenberg and Alison Uncles, who took me under their wings at Maclean's and just showed 2 years of mentorship. And of course to Maureen and the whole team at Chatelaine for continuing to pursue stories with a feminist lens and for working to ensure that freelancers are paid well and paid on time. These are actually qualities far too rare in journalism. Freelancers who take on complicated stories do this because we believe in these stories, but we know we will do so at personal cost, whether that is lesser pay or higher degree of abuse online, and it is so often both. And so if you're listening tonight and you are in a position to support stories by women and about women, I ask you to please do so. We have much to accomplish still. Again, thank you so much to the Canadian Journalism Foundation and to the Canadian Women's Foundation for this honor.